There's the idea that when we get dressed in the morning, who are we that day? We have Sylvia, who is our lead in the play, who is trying very hard to be in control of her life in Hollywood as a woman. It's still very much a realistic show. They are still in normal clothing. It is not high concept clothing. It is just who we present to the world and who we are trying to present to the world.
I think her strategy at this point is to survive, is trying to do anything she can to keep her head above water. I mean, the walls are closing in. If you can see the set, I mean, there's a lot of cracks there, so a lot of cracks are beginning to show.
The cracks in the glass walls kind of show the cracks that are underlying the main character, especially things that have happened over the years that slowly build up and crack and eventually cause a wall to shatter. I chose glass because it's see-through, but it's also a bit reflective, and I think that says something about reality and how we as humans interact with each other. Sometimes we see each other in ourselves, and sometimes we think that we're not see-through, but we really are.
Zeke's in a unique position because he's a child, right? Like, for children, people who do not have the position of power, that validation and verifying their viewpoint and their stance on life is so important because they don't have confidence in their own yet. And without someone else to tell us, no, you're making sense, we can feel a little lost. And that's how people get so far off this beaten course, you know? We talked about this a lot backstage, whether these things Zeke talks about actually do happen in the newspaper. And we kind of decided no, that like he's assigning this there. Like there's this gap between reality and his perception, and he's crossing it. It's just like what he believes to be true, you know? Like if our realities all sit here, he takes just a little step this way, and he just does that over and over and over again until there's no more crossover. You know, until he's just gone.
Well, we definitely didn't want to just have it black on black and gray. You definitely want to have those pops of color that really bring your eye into the scene. And we have some very sleek lines for those that are in LA. And then we have Ivanka, who is from this Midwestern, not as chic and put together as the LA people. So she is in colors, but also a lot more prints and tie-dyes and stripes and things like that. That's a little bit more of that Midwest feel.
This is the kind of show I would go to because I want to think about something. I mean, man, this show's kind of like a litmus test. Like, I feel like people should come see this and they'd be able to look at their world through its lens and go, oh man, I see that everywhere.
Those are always my favorite shows to go to, or the ones that stick with you and you think about, you know, for days after. So here's to hoping that this one is one of them.